It's Sunday afternoon, and I'm catching up on watching some videos. And when I'm watching videos, I like to have a dram. I started out with some Cardew 12-year-old, and then I had a Glenmorangie La Santa, and now I might as well talk about this one here before it all disappears. This is the Bocan from Tomatin, and there's a couple of drams left in here. And it's been about 10 months since I opened this bottle for the first time. I can't find it on the shelves anywhere anymore. The only tomatin I can find on the shelf is at one store there's the repackaged tomatin 12. And at another store there's still the old packaging of tomatin 12. Maybe there's only 1 dram left in here. Well, that's a good sized dram, and there's just a little drag left. Maybe I'll finish that after I finish this dram. And you may notice back there, or back there, actually, right back there, there's a box full of empty bottles from the last 3 months of bottles that I emptied. Don't worry, they're all been replaced with full ones, which is a good thing. And here we have the Bocan from Tomatin. Right away, I'm getting a peated, a mildly peated nose. I'm getting some fruits out of there. I wouldn't say that they're the fresh fruits, nor are they the dark fruits, really. There's some plum, maybe. But coating the whole thing is a layer of peat. Mild peat. I think the peat was maybe a little stronger when I first opened this. It's been oxidizing for quite a while. And now I'm getting some of those tarry notes from the peat. There's also a bonfire-y peat. It's sort of like somewhere in between the bonfire-y and the tarry medicinal peat. There's also a bit of a salty maritime note, and of spice, and there's some vanilla underneath the whole thing. Not too much caramel. I'm not getting a lot of caramel at all, like you would out of a Glen, or for that matter, don't you hate it when it's on the tip of your tongue and you remember Glenglassaugh? That's the one. Glenglassaugh has a lot of caramel. Whether it's the Revival or the Torfa. I saw another Glenglassaugh in the store last night, but it was expensive. It was like $150 or so. I'm going, really? Is it worth it? I mean, when I can get Glenglassaugh for $90, they come out with one that's $150. The more I get into it, the more I enjoy the nose. It smelled like nothing at the beginning, even though the bottle's been oxidizing for almost 10 months. No, that's about all I can get out of the nose. Mm. There are some peaty notes, some tarry notes, a little bit of creosote in there, but more tar than creosote. And it's sort of like a mixture with some bonfire, but it's not an ashen thing like you'd get out of the big peat blend. I'm getting quite a coating of peat on the sides of the mouth. There's also a bit of a spicy thing going on. There's white pepper and along with that maritime, as Horst Lüning would call it, remembrance of salt. There's some of that alkaline mouthfeel. It's quite slippery on the tongue. And in with that slipperiness, that's where I taste some vanilla. But it's all within a jacket of peat. A jacket of peat that is the mixture of bonfire peat and medicinal peat and tarry peat. Creosote, a little bit, hints of creosote in there. Very nice. I'm not getting a lot of fruit on the palate. And the finish is just spicy. It's just pepper and a bit of salt in there. The peat sort of fades, but the peppery thing continues towards the end. It just fades very slowly until there's nothing left. And that may take a while yet because I'm still getting something there. That water's good. Let's give it one more go here. I think maybe the sherry from the Glenmorangie La Santa has had something to do with maybe attenuating the strength of the peat, but this was, I believe, quite a lot more flavorful when it was first opened, and even if it was 2 or 3 months into its life. I think perhaps it has already passed its peak. It's still good, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, this is a satisfying dram to the last drop. And I hope I'll be able to get some again sometime. The choices of tomatin seem to be kind of limited right now. Well, if that's the case, well then I'll have to go with things that are readily available. Anyways, this was sort of a look back on the Bocan. I might as well just heal this bottle. And of course, put it sideways so that it drains all of it to the bottom and I can get another few drops out of it and finish my dram. Well, we're up to 10 minutes, so I promised myself that I would keep this one short. So, slancha.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Yeah.